Are you thinking about becoming a landlord? You might want to think again. In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 reasons why being a landlord is not meant for everyone. Hi, my name is Devron and welcome to my channel where we talk everything real estate. I'm a real estate investor. I own multiple rental properties and have wholesaled and flipped over $10 million worth of real estate. Everyone wants to have a rental property. And as a landlord myself who owns multiple rental properties, I will go on record to say that it's not cut out for everyone. I'm going to give you 5 reasons why being a landlord is not the best decision for you. And make sure to stick around through the end of the video so I can share with you some tips to overcome these obstacles. If you find value in this content, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. It definitely helps a lot. Let's get started. The number 1 reason why you shouldn't be a landlord is the process of tenant screening. Through this process, you're going to have to go through credit reports, background checks, tenant applications. You have to check on if they really have jobs, how long they've been living at the last property, if they paid rent on time, etc., etc., etc. The list goes on and on and on. This is a very drawn out, long, and tedious process. And if you already have a job and are trying to become a landlord, really it's like having a second job, because trying to find good quality tenants is extremely hard to do. The number 2 reason why you shouldn't be a landlord are the maintenance calls. Yes, the maintenance calls. It's inevitable, you will get them. What time you'll get them is unknown. You can get them at wee hours in the morning, you can get them at night, you can get them during the day. It doesn't matter to the tenant. They want whatever's broken to be fixed. The number 3 reason why you shouldn't be a landlord is the rent collection. Now, we live in the 21st century. However, you may get a tenant who is a little bit older, who does not know how to work computers. Unfortunately, that means you will not be able to collect rent from them electronically via a bank wire, etc. So unfortunately, what's going to happen is that you're either going to have to accept rent through the mail, or they're going to expect you to come pick the rent up at the front door. Yes, at the front door. The number 4 reason why you shouldn't be a landlord is establishing a relationship with the tenants. If you are a very, very kind person, which most people are, and you don't have the heart to say no, then you really should not be a landlord. A lot of tenants are going to take your kindness for weakness. You are running a business, and in order for your business to thrive, you need to make business-like decisions. So if someone is not paying rent, then you're going to have to put them through that eviction process, or you have to be stern with them and make sure that they do pay rent. You cannot let people walk over you and get behind on their rent because you can't tell them no, or you are unable to be stern with them. In the end, you lose. I know you want to be nice, but if you be too nice, then you're going to fall behind on mortgage payments because you're not getting rent. And the number 5 reason why you should not become a landlord is the eviction process. I will say, the longer you are a landlord or the more properties you acquire, it's going to happen. You will eventually have to go through an eviction process. This is a very expensive process. It can be a drawn out process depending on what state you live in. It can be a nightmare. You're stuck with the mortgage payments. So you're coming out of pocket paying the mortgage while the tenant still has rights and are inside the property not paying you rent. Also too, if you have really, really bad tenants and you're taking them through the eviction process, then they may trash your house out of spite. And then once you finally get them out, now you're left with a rental property that you're going to have to clean up, update, do repairs on. It's just a very, very, very frustrating experience. Now, earlier in the video, I said that I would share some tips with you on how to overcome these obstacles. Tip number 1, hire a realtor. If you hire a realtor, they'll be able to vet the tenants for you. They are going to go through the screening process to make sure you get a good quality tenant. Okay, they are professionals and they usually do this for a fee. In some states, the fee will be half of the first month's rent. So for example, if you're charging $2,000 for rent, the realtor is going to want a $1,000 commission once they get you a good quality tenant. The number 2 tip is to have 1 or 2 handymen on call just in case you need to repair something in your rental. It's always great to have 1 or 2 handymen available just in case something happens, because you really need someone to go in there to get things fixed if you're unable to. Now, you can find these handymen on Thumbtack. Just make sure that they have great reviews. I'll put a link in the description below. That way you can search and find yourself a nice, good handyman. Please, again, make sure that they have great reviews. The number 3 tip is to compromise. Now, I know before I said that you have to be stern, you have to learn how to say no, but everything's not just so black and white. There's a little gray area. If you have a tenant who normally pays their rent on time, they answer your calls or answer your emails, they take good care of the property, and they may need an extra week or 2 to pay rent. Okay, that's fine. Especially if they have a history of being a good quality tenant. Okay, if you compromise, if they're a good quality tenant, then they're willing to work with you more. So it's a quid pro quo situation. Number 4 tip, which I personally think is a great tip, is to not let the tenant know that you are the owner. If the tenant doesn't know you're the owner, then it actually makes it easier for you to say no or to be more stern and to collect rent. If the tenant knows you're the owner, then they're going to try to butter you up, give you all these sob stories, and they know you're the final decision maker. Instead, tell them you're the property manager. Okay, that makes it easier for you to make decisions. Number 5 tip, and I believe it's the most important tip, is to hire an attorney to go through the eviction process. Don't try to do it on your own. I've tried to do it on my own, and let me tell you, it costs you more money and it costs you more time to try to do it on your own versus just hiring an attorney to do the eviction process for you. Now that I share with you reasons why you shouldn't become a landlord, and also some tips to kind of overcome those obstacles, I hope this video helped you make a sound decision on whether you should become a landlord or not. If you enjoyed this video and got value from it, please like and subscribe.